place that I love. And will never stop loving. I got 2 grocery bags with me this afternoon. After work cleaning session. Not even a wave. Look at that. Like a mirror. Da Vinci style. Can't believe it's almost already mid-May. Already, fellas. Told you many times before, it's almost like we don't have enough time. Seriously, don't have enough time. I wish we all did, though. I mean, instead of getting 2 hours to sit out here in the same spot to dream it up, only get like 30 minutes, 45 at most. Some people don't even get that. So I should be thankful. For real. Days and the seasons are creeping past. They're passing us. It's crazy how I react after work. How I do things. The stress levels were high trying to rush all the way down here just so I could sit down. What is it about this? When it comes to me, that is. I mean, I'm just parked right up there. And I drove all the way down here from work. I would like to do this at least twice a week. But by the time I get here, I only have like 2 hours before dark. And I'm not going to say it's a waste of time. Never say that. What the heck is that? It's hollow ground below us. What you know about that? That's cool. But that's not. Time to grab it. Got to get the bags ready to be filled, you know. At least somebody has been out here trying to pick up. Impressive. This one's so old. it turned from plastic to glass. What you know about that? It's one of those little wine bottle things. These things are normally plastic, but this one happens to be glass. Let's hope it's not more than 49 years old. The things I do. I need a long thing for this thing right here. This little bag. It's got to be light enough though. I don't know if I can reach it without falling in. It's a chill spot. It's a great place to chill, but not dump the stuff. You know. Oh no. Sorry about that. Oh, I didn't see that. Something I don't like seeing. Wonder if they ate the wrong thing, you know. If you know what I mean. I'm just getting that close to the bank so I can get it. Yeah, they probably ate the wrong thing. Swallowed the wrong thing. Oh no. Crap. I gotta get it. Look, I'm fishing. Literally, I'm fishing. But not for fish. Where's that thing at? Hope you like my little heaven cleaning videos, my fixing videos. Maybe it would have saved that giant snapping turtle. But it was probably something else that got him. They're supposed to be easier to get out than this. Save the seaweed. Heck yeah. We got a status going on right here. Can't forget that. Should be halfway around the trail by now. Sorry about the cord and the image. Yeah, boy, what's that? There's no way I'm going to get that thing unless I had a longer stick. Dang. Or a kayak. Man, it's everywhere out here. All this little stuff. Hey, there's a spotter. Gotta go around. Wonder what this has on it. Sorry about the amateur video. Hey, it's like Halloween candy. Or it's not candy, it's the Snyder's of Hanover stuff. February 18, 2023. That thing's been sitting there for a while. It was probably in the water for a long time. Until the waters raised it up or a turtle carried it up. Frog, my bad. Gotta be more aware of my surroundings. Every time I try to ask that question, a question I've been trying to ask for the longest time out here. Today's just as good a day as any, really. It's going to be a personal EVP that I'm trying to get out here. It's not really for show, for public. It's not. It's a very specific question I have to ask out here. And an answer that I need. For my ears only. But I think I already know what the answer is. Dang. Why don't they give me a chance to get the answer, though? Welcome to heaven. No copyright strikes on this one. See, that close. That close. Anybody can do this hobby. And look where you end up. Places like this. I need a lot more time. I gotta be retired. This is ridiculous. It's like I have no time to do anything. I'm gonna tell you a funny story. It's been something that's been progressing for the past month because of my busy schedule. It's just been like off the chain, you know. I haven't even been to the gym but one time. Oops, they're dropping F-bombs out here. Yeah, but anyway, let me tell you this story. Okay, so I just noticed this last night when I got back to the DaVinci pad, and I had to jump right into the work on the laptop. Keep working for my day job, you know, until midnight last night. It's like that all the time. Leaves me hardly any free time to do DaVinci style things, you know. And once I got up at about 12:15, out of the chair, pushing away to get up to go right to bed, and I had to meander myself around some things, you know, get around some things that are on the floor, you know, things that are just like moved around specifically in a particular orientation. And you know, a lot of people, they live a life like this when they're busy. They do. And how should I say this? I mean, I don't know if I can draw this out for you or not. I mean, it's nothing bad or anything like that. It's bad to me because I'm a neat freak. I'm an organizational freak. I am. And it bugs me to tears. It's almost like it's a curse. But anyway, this is what I'm trying to say. If you can hear, due to the airplane. Anyway, you got the desk right here. Let's say this is the desk. And then you got the wall behind the desk, the table, whatever you call it. Let me draw you a floor plan right quick. So you got the wall, you got these walls, and you got the door right here. Okay, you got the door right here. And I'm right on the trail. Someone's gonna walk behind me. Let me go ahead and do this military style. So I walked in and I go right to the desk in a straight line. Not, you know, curved line, whatever. A straight shot to the chair. And when I got up to get out, you have all these things that have been accumulating along that path. You know what I mean? It's anything and everything that has been accumulating for like the past month. It could be anything. It could be bags of stuff I haven't opened yet. You know, like the stuff in Bass Pro Shops. I still haven't opened up that stuff. It's been like a month. Those bags are along the path, you know. What else? Just empty food containers. I know. There's a couple of containers of like the cement from Home Depot. What else? Just random stuff that's along that path, you know. And I keep moving them along to the side with my legs so they don't block the path. And it's just been nothing but a path to the computer for like the past month. Non-stop. That is sickening to me. It is. But this is not. Look at that, boy. Let me get some pictures real quick. Dang, beautiful. Hold on. Oh, yeah, got him. Sorry about the raspy voice. I've been talking at work all day, so it sounds like it's tired. It is, though. You want to say, DaVinci, your voice sounds a lot more manly. No, because it's hoarse. The hoarse throat. Ain't nothing like getting out of that zone. You know, the routines of life. I mean, when I'm done with the job, when I'm done with the working, I can't figure out what else to do. I'm brainwashed, guys. I get like this at least 3 times a year with that company. I do. But they found themselves a good employee for the past 5 years. Because they know I never stop. I just keep on going. Let's not say it like that. Let's just say I don't give up. When there's a job that needs to be done, I don't give up. I don't stop. I don't give up until the job is done. But it also hurts. It can kill you. Yeah. But I mean, my mind is always so scrambled when I'm done. I look around and I'm like, I don't know what to do. When I do have free time, I don't know what to do. I have no clue. Of all that artwork and stuff I can work on, I can do my experiments, my studies, whatever. I can make more cement handprints out of the cement, you know. Sign my life away in a different way. In a very spiritual way. And about 15 to 20 other things that I can do. And all I can do is just sit there in the chair when I'm done. And stare. And look around. It's really sad. It is. It's terribly sad. It's terribly sad. All this stuff around me that I can accomplish, and I'm stuck, and I'm frozen. I am frozen. Stiff. Because I've been brainwashed. Because that's all I do is work for my day job, and that is all. The same thing over and over again. Don't be afraid of me. How am I going to get around without scaring them? Man, look at that. Cute. George outdoors. I think she's digging. Let's leave her alone. Yeah, let's try to get by. Sorry, little lady. Don't mind me. I'm just trying to, get around. All right. Is that something for the fashion show? You know you gotta leave that thing. They're gonna come back and get it. You can't miss it. You can see it a mile away from a mile away. Yellow and blue. Go figure. I thought it said Blockbuster on it. I was like, did I just get kicked back into time? Back in time? That scared me. I thought it said Blockbusters on that thing. Gutbusters. Gutbusters Candler. They got some good soul food in that place. I can tell by looking at the receipt. Look at that. Cheese grits, beef sausages, biscuits, scramble something. Yeah, man. That looked like a heavenly meal for real. Let's hope they didn't leave the container out here. That's alright. If they did, I'll pick it up. I will. Where's that thing at? There it is. Uh-oh, there's a snake close by. I smell something musty. Yeah, it's really bad over here. It's really bad. I don't mean that to sound disrespectful towards nature, but, I mean, it's just strong. Let's just leave it at that. It's strong out here. was scary. I thought it said Blockbusters. You know, deep down inside, we know that it didn't. But what my eye caught in the beginning, I thought that's what it said. Heavenly. You never know what you're going to find at a different time, in a different light, in a spot that you probably passed 1,000 times. But it's a different spot now. Because it looks different. Guided by the light. Look at this backyard right here. Check this out. That's what Stone Mountain is all about in some parts, you know. They bring the backyard to everybody. Everybody's got their own backyard lake. Hey, what's that? Not complete. Looks like we need a lot of rain. I have vacation coming up in another week and a half. Next week is my last week before I get on a 10-day vacation. And I'm getting nervous. Because I told one of my family members today, I was trying to refuse to look at the weather report, you know. Because they're heading into that weather pattern now. Where it's been sunny and dry. And I'm fearing a vacation rain out the entire week. It's like they're saving up the rain just for my holiday. Watch them say yes out here. Watch them say yes. All for you. Because you asked for it. I didn't really ask. No, I didn't really ask for rain on my vacations. I didn't. Maybe there was something that I did. I mean, just like the pattern of the rain on the weekends, you know? I wonder if it was something that I said for like the past 2 years, trying to enjoy this kind of weather. I mean, look at this. Why can't it be like this? Now, I'm not going to be saying this out of complaints or anything like that. I'm not what I'm talking about. But it's like this right here, you know? Why can't it be like this on the weekends? It's 83 degrees out here right now. Perfect blue skies with some clouds. Why can't it be like this on the weekends? Why can't it be like this during my vacations? I think it might have been something that I said though, but in a positive manner. Because there were so many times last year that I prayed so hard for the rain that I talked about it with them out here. Everywhere I went out, I talked to them about bringing back the rain. And it seems like all the times that they bring back the rain is when I'm off, when I'm not working. You know what I mean? That's the scary thing about it. It's like they wait for me to be off. I know it sounds like, what do they call it, conceited or whatever, self-centered. No, not at all. Not even close. But it just makes me wonder about it though. I mean, why would it rain only when I'm off? You know, like the weekends and stuff like that when I'm on vacation. And they only let it rain then. You're probably going to argue. You're going to say because you prayed for it. So they're giving it to you. During your free time. I thought about that too, you know. It's almost like they know I have the free time at that point in time, you know, whatever. And they make it rain. Why? So I can enjoy what I prayed for. possibly that could be it. So I can enjoy what I prayed for, because I wanted it so bad to come back. Oops. Turtles everywhere. Cute. Let's go ahead and clean up their habitat. Oh, dang. That was a big one right there. Not a turtle either. They were sitting right here. They scurried off on their log right here. Giant brown water snake. That was a big one right there. Dang. Got to be more careful out here. Beautiful. The sun has said goodbye for the evening. No, it's only like 7:15. Only 7:15. But it went behind the giant hazy cloud that was in front of it, so we're not going to see the sunlight for the rest of the day. Which is fine with me. Still plenty enough time to chill and look around. Let's hope I don't miss anything. You know, when it comes to the garbage stuff, I'm about to make the loop-de-loop around this lake portion right here. Another chill spot. You just don't know where there's going to be snakes, though. I mean, it's that time of year. Hope you like my little amateur videos. I know they're not much. I'm looking. In case I do see like a Blockbuster, tape holder, tape cartridge holder, whatever they call those things. Imagine if we found one. We probably would. Probably could. Yeah. But talking about like going back in time, I got hooked on these videos for like the past 2 days when I was at work and at home, while I was working. What YouTube channel is that I stumbled upon? This guy's got some tight videos. He's got some good acting going on too. What is that called? The Y-Files or something like that. The Y-Files. Not like Wi-Fi, The Y-Files. And I've been watching his. He's only got like 175 videos or something like that. I think I've seen almost every last one of them. Somebody coming. But some videos, some channels will have you hooked. They will. When it comes to stuff like that. Man, I'm like a lizard out here trying to look around in 5 different places at one time. Yeah, but what I was trying to talk about. Oh, yeah. Okay, think about this right quick. I had this thought when I was watching one of his videos when it comes to time travel and stuff like that. And I try to compare that to like things that we always experience in my videos, like the EVPs, all that kind of stuff. All the good things that happen in our videos. They're just not my videos. Since you watch them, if you do, they're our videos. For the ones who set eyes on my videos and watch them and enjoy them, whatever, hate them, I don't know. They're our videos because they become a part of you, your life, because you're spending time watching my videos. If you choose to, that is. That one jumped in. But I had this idea, I had this thought when it came to time travel and thinking about the EVPs and stuff that we get and everything else and all the stuff that he would talk about, like the UFOs and all that kind of stuff. Possible portals. I don't really believe in that. I got to throw a spiritual swing on everything, though, to believe. But think about this. What if all the EVPs, what if everything that we experience in my videos that is paranormal, especially when they talk about the future, like Vaughn Grissom being stolen by the Yankees, stolen from the Braves by the Yankees. Other things too, you know. Now think about this. What if EVPs and stuff like that, the answers that we get, if they're answers that are from the future, you know, that kind of stuff, the comments that we get, talk about the future. Now think about this. This is kind of scary though. What if it's not aliens or ghosts or anything like that? What if it's like the human race, far into the future, the distant future, talking to us today in this present time? Because the human race has developed into a point where they have figured out how to communicate with the past. That's a chilling thought. I'm not going to say that it's scary. That is definitely plausible. It is. Think about it. Think about how the universe works. Imagine that. Imagine descendants in the future, the distant future, figuring out how to communicate with the past, but we haven't figured out yet in the present how to hear them. You know, they're trying to communicate with you because they know our technologies, the powers of them, like the thing I'm holding in my hand, the recording devices. And they know that if we were smart enough, which we're getting there, that they know the powers of our technologies at this point in time, even though it's primitive compared to where they are now in the distant future. Imagine if we can hear all their warnings. The one thing that scares me most, if this is the case, that they can do that, the humans of the future communicate with us because the human race has developed. Their technology is enough to communicate with the past. What if we don't get a lot of answers? That's what scares me most. What if it's just like 2 or 3 of them? You know what I mean? That's what scares me most. What if it's only a handful of humans? Because what you're hearing is the end. I mean, not the end of time. I'm talking about like the end of something, an end of a line. Because the development of the human race can go as far as you want it to, and life itself. It can go as far as you allow it to. You know what I mean? But if things go wrong, something will end. And it's possible that they're at the ending point. And they want us to make changes now to make it go forward, you know, to help it go forward. I gotta do more EVP sessions and listen to my videos more often. Because they have all the answers to make things go right. Starting with us today. Maybe that's the reason why they made Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure one of my all-time favorite movies that I've watched at least 50 times. And I watched it probably about 2 months ago. You know, going back and talking to yourself, you know. But what about the past? Maybe that's the ending point, is the present right now. The more we go into the future from this present point right now, where I am right now, at 7:33 on a Wednesday night, they can't go past that point to the past because this is now the present. You know what I mean? Maybe you cannot go deep into the past the present. Man, this is getting so confusing. Maybe they can't go past the present, which is the past to them. And every single second that passes, is the past for us. I've got to figure something out. There's got to be something to that, though. Gotta be. If only we're all willing to do good, to make some good changes. Also, he did a lot of videos on this stuff. What do they call that? The Mandela effect, that had me just going all crazy. On how time is, switched around in a way where things can be erased and edited. Where human beings have a memory, a collective memory about something. And then something changes. Whatever they thought was really isn't. Just like I always had a saying of my own. John Smith is not really who you think he is. Yeah, I think I'll hang on to it. That's nice on this side. I'll just have to cut it up, I'll have to cut it out into a rectangle or something like that. Maybe just a circle. You're going to say, hey man, you can create your own little window out of that idea you just said that you saw within the image itself. Any carvings? If not, then why not? I'm not talking about modern carvings. I'm talking about ancient. I don't know why people try to erase the past though when it comes to that. I mean, there were monumental carvings on this thing that no one could really make out or see. Even if they were legible or visible back in the 1890s or something. Why did humans back then try to destroy it? To wipe it away? To blast it away? Why would you try to hide something like that though if there was something like that out here? But you got to think about the alternative. If there were carvings right here, monumentally historic ones, of animals from 15,000 years ago or something, could have been any time frame, all the way through to ancient times, they would have it fenced off. Well, that might be for the better, because think about that. You can make this into a teaching location, have it fenced off, some observation decking right here. People come, they look at the history of it on those plaques. A lot of people come out here to look at it. But that never happened. Maybe the Mandela effect is going to kick in next time I come by. It might be like that. Could you imagine? I was thinking. I know a lot of you paranormal investigators like me out there. The things that you do. When it comes to talking to the past and knowing how to talk to the past, it's kind of like the same thing that we're doing right now in the present. The steps in time, You're probably going to argue. You're going to say, hey man, listen. You do talk to the past. You do. You get answers from the past, These so-called ghosts, these entities and stuff. The ones that are always asking for our help, whatever. But what about what if the ones that are asking for our help are not from the past? What if the ones that ask for our help are actually from the future, asking us to help them? It's almost like that movie, that one movie about that. My references are so broad, they're not funny. They're not. But that one movie about that time travel guy who did the strange things where he would leave certain things in certain locations. And I'll give you a reference that you can't forget about. That dark-headed guy that left like the wallet, he went back in time or forward in time or something like that. And he left like a wallet underneath the bench seat next to the window, the bay window. To leave the wallet or something like that for the person in the future. You know what I mean? It's like he was back in the 20s, 30s, or 40s, and they were communicating with each other. But the one in the future needed something. So he left the wallet or something underneath it was the scariest thing, it was the coolest thing. And they had to pry open, I think it was like a girl or a lady or something like that. She had to pry open the bench seat that was sealed up after all those years to find a dusty old item. What if that is the case? It could be from both. It could be from the past and the future asking for our help because we're in the present time. But that's a scary thought too. Because where they are at that time, they are in their present time. You know? They are in their present time at that moment. But the ones in the past don't know how to talk to the future. Do they? Dang, this thing is so confusing to me. But how can the ones of the past communicate with us? How? If they don't know how to... My head is spinning. How can the ones of the past communicate with the ones of the present if they don't have the technologies or the knowledge to? I don't know. It's just all this dimensional stuff. All these layers of time and history in the universe. It's just mind-boggling to me. Imagine if it was like every layer of history coming to a point in the present, your present. That would be too much to handle. That would be too much energy. So where are the gaps at? Where are the gaps at? Why aren't there more? And not just a couple, not just a handful. How come there's not trillions of them out here? Well, you know there was never a trillion human beings, but you know what I mean. How come there's not more? If there were multiple layers to account for every second, every day, every year, every century, decade, whatever, millennium. What would happen if we figured it out? Then what happens? Someone came out here and picked up. They did. I haven't seen any garbage just like thrown about like I normally do. That's a great thing. It's like something got to the people out here. There's not one single piece of garbage anywhere. And I've walked throughout this grass, in these bushes. Nothing even in the water. There's always a lot. The only stuff that I've picked up has been old stuff. Well, except for the cans that I found in a tree. Incredible. Somebody came out Da Vinci style and picked up. And they got every last piece. They got every last piece. Maybe my videos did make a difference in the future, you know, or the past, or whatever. And then the garbage that was supposed to be here is not here because the Mandela effect kicked in. Because I know it's got to be here. Because we always see it. And there's nothing here. Scary. Nothing at all. Now that's the Da Vinci's world I'm talking about. When it comes to garbage, nothing at all. But that can also mean a bad thing. Because if there's no garbage at all, maybe there's no humans that create the garbage. Just keep a lookout for the glass bottles. Glass is nature. Some of the time it's okay to leave them out if they can age correctly. Age with time itself. In the history of the landscape. To last the test of time. Oops, did I just say that? What the heck is going on out here? Dang, did I just go through some kind of dimension or something like that? I said that right here. What the heck? They're listening in the future, or the past, or whatever. I know you're going to tell me to look in a spot where I think a glass bottle might be. And do what? Get bit by a snake? If it's more than something years old, you can't even touch it. It's park space. That was a piece of plastic. Yeah, man. I know where to look for something. Human beings love to stuff garbage down in trees of life like this. I'll not put my hand down there. I'm talking about modern garbage. Like they're still reserve cans and stuff. Some of the time when I, try to do things like I've always done, I feel like I'm, might be doing something wrong, It's just like trying to figure things out. Like I should just leave it alone when it comes to what I'm talking about in this video here. But if I were to leave it alone and not try to figure it out when it comes to this little issue, time travel, whatever, EVPs from the future, past, whatever, if you don't try to figure it out, at least now, in the present time, how the heck are you going to save your future? You'll just destroy yourselves if you don't try to figure out how to fix things. You will. Thus, there's got to be a few human beings out there trying to figure it all out so they can save things. To allow time to keep on going. Allow human life to keep on going in the right direction. Get rid of all the hate and all the problems and stuff like that. I know you can't get rid of all of it. There's no way you can. It's nearly impossible. Heck is that? More stuff to add to the bag. Hey, twins. In many respects, Well, triplets. There's 3. Trying to grab it. I still don't understand why people do this kind of thing, though. I don't think I'll ever figure that one out. Well, think about it, though. I mean, every time I do something like this, and I always try to think about how their life is going right now. What if they're like, I know this is, I'm not saying bad to say this, but it's like, what if they're extremely successful? You know? I mean, everybody who's extremely successful, why don't they just realize that they hit it hit it right in life, and just do nothing but good? But it'll never be like that. Let's see. That's all it takes right here. You even get exercise when you carry it to the garbage can. Frozen in time, not a wave. Could barely make it out on the screen. It's like a still photograph. Well, that's what pictures are. Frozen in time. Well, dang. I better get a move on. I didn't really keep track of time. It's 8:39 right now. And I'm just now getting started on this side. And it's a long way back. At least I'm getting the miles in right now after work adventure. Trying to clean things up. But there's not a lot that needs to be cleaned up. I wish they would have told me that sooner. Really though. Look at that. Beautiful. Yeah, slow down a little bit. It's gonna be so dark in here. What the heck do I get myself into and out of? Weird. I got back in no time flat. Look, I'm practically already here. What you know about that? What if changing the future? I mean the present for the future. What if it doesn't end up good? I'm not talking about just the human race going forward in the future times. You got to consider these guys here. Nature. You have to consider nature. You must always consider nature and put them first. The beginning of everything. I'm thinking about that though. Because if you're on the forefront of survival, you got to put nature first. You can't kill them off. Don't kill them off, I'm thinking about that. Because if you change the future where the human race is allowed to keep going forward, let's hope they don't kill nature. Let's hope they don't wipe it out. That's the decision we got to make. Besides, there would be nothing if it wasn't for them. And you wouldn't even be here.